Hello, and welcome back to the Development Research and Practice course. During this week, we will discuss Chapter 6 of the handbook, Constructing and Analyzing Research Data. My name is Luiz Andrade. I am a junior data scientist at DIME, and I will be your instructor for this week. The tasks described in this chapter take the clean data and transform it into outputs that can be interpreted to extract meaningful research conclusions. When implementing them, we are going from measuring attributes to making inferences about the topics we are studying. This is basically the reason why we do research and the part that researchers are the most eager to get to. And precisely because we are so eager to see and interpret our results, we often skip steps. After all, researchers want to spend their time writing papers, not polishing code. But we are here to tell you that putting in time up front to create a reproducible data analysis workflow pays off. And so does documenting the research decisions made during this process. Yes, they pay off when a journal asks for a reproducibility package, but they also pay off when you don't spend time discussing whether to run analysis that you have already tried in the past, and when you can create results for a different outcome variable by changing just one line in your code. However, you may only realize how much time you could have saved after having already spent it, which is why we are here to recommend you a workflow. This workflow can be broken down into 3 broad steps. The first one is data construction. This is when you convert your originally acquired and clean data into meaningful research indicators. It is at this step that you will make significant changes to the clean data, combining variables and data tables, converting units, aggregating observations, treating missing values and outliers, and so on. As you can see, there is still a lot of data manipulation involved in construction. But unlike the manipulation done in data cleaning, changes made during construction aim to satisfy the requirements of your research design, not your statistical software. Of all the steps involved in this chapter, this is the point in the workflow where most mistakes happen. So make sure to read carefully all the considerations we make about common unintended outcomes and how to avoid them. The second step is where the magic happens, where you finally get to run regressions on the data you have so carefully prepared and get answers to your research questions. When you get here, you want to spend time focusing on analysis and make sure your code is a clear reflection of your research design. This part of the chapter will discuss how exactly you put that in practice. And finally, once you have a clear idea of the story your results are telling and of how you want to showcase them to the world, you can spend time making sure your tables and graphs look as compelling as your research design. But don't expect to create them only once. You will go back and forth about how to organize results and also on how to analyze the data, even at a very advanced stage of your research. So we'll discuss how to set up a system that allows you to edit and update your outputs as quickly and easily as possible. There are 2 key research team responsibilities for data analysis and construction. The principal investigator will focus on providing the theoretical framework for data analysis that will be implemented through code by the research assistant. The research assistant should bring up with the principal investigator any gaps and ambiguities on how to best translate the research design into code. And the principal investigator should review the code to make sure it is implementing the design as intended. The main required reading for the week is, of course, Chapter 6 of Development Research and Practice, Constructing and Analyzing Research Data. We also ask you to read the wiki articles on variable construction, exporting analysis output, and a checklist for analysis tables. As additional resources, you have the DimeWiki articles and IEBO tab and data visualization. There are also 2 hands-on sessions from our Dime Research Assistant onboarding course on how to implement data construction and data analysis. Finally, we have a blog post on our workflow for exporting tables in Stata. Thank you, and I'll see you all on Thursday.